All right, y'all. So today I'm joined by a very special guest, Bitcoin Hyper. Bro, I've been following your channel for quite some time, and it's an honor to finally have you on my channel, man. How's it going?
Jason, hello, and of course, hello everyone that is right now watching the video. Thank you very much for your invitation on the live stream. For the past couple of years, I have been in the crypto space, and it has been going great. Of course, I also noticed you on YouTube. I think maybe 1-2 years ago, you started uploading very consistently, and also I saw you on one of my live streams as a donator. So of course, I do really appreciate your content and your participation to the crypto community.
Yeah, man. I think one of our someone who's in my group, I think he's in your group too. He he's the one that told me about you actually, and I started following you. And yeah, I really enjoy your analysis and everything. So how's everything going, man? How's YouTube been during the bear market so far? Still,
I mean, yeah, I mean, if we look at the overall numbers of viewers and I don't know, subscribers, let's just say, I mean, I think that YouTube is still growing very nicely for me. Not as much as it was actually, let's say 1-2 years ago when we were in the bull market. But I still do think that many people from the bull market are right now still in crypto and still watching my, and also I think your channel as well. So I do think that right now is one of the best times to not only start, let's say, educating yourself about cryptocurrencies, to start watching my channel and of course also yours, but also to actually start going and investing in the crypto market itself.
yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, if you're looking to buy on spot, now's the time to be looking to do that for the next bull run. But as far as trading goes, it's always a trader's market. And that's one of the things I like about your channel is that you're a trader. You've been trading consistently throughout the bear market, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm in the crypto space right now from actually I'm in the crypto space from 2017, October 2017. So actually, in the next couple of days, it is going to be exactly 6 years ago since I first bought my first crypto, or actually, I actually bought my first Bitcoin, like literally exactly 6 years ago. So I do think I do have quite a lot of experience in the crypto space itself. I've been through quite a lot of, I mean, yeah, we went through one, or actually two bull markets. And also right now I'm going through the second bear market. And yeah, I mean, cryptocurrency space is evolving very fast. We are seeing significant swings in the price. And I do think that people that are very new in the crypto space, and if they don't really have proper education, most probably they are going to get completely wrecked. And most probably they are going to lose quite a lot of money. So majority of people hear about cryptocurrencies when everything is going pretty much parabolic towards the upside, right? So they buy the pump, but unfortunately they don't sell after they make money, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, for the past couple of years, I've been trying to learn as much as possible, and I've been consistently making money in the crypto space for quite a long time right now. I mean, as mentioned, I'm in this in the crypto space for the past 6 years, and yeah, from 2020 and on. I've been constantly trading, constantly looking at the markets, constantly trying to improve, and of course, share everything with the crypto community.
Yeah, man, that's pretty cool. So how did you get into, I guess, trading in the first place? Because when I watch your channel, I don't even look at you as a crypto channel, to be honest with you. I look at you as a trading channel. Um,
Yeah, in terms of how, first of all, maybe how I started with crypto, because it's some kind of an interesting story. One of my friends introduced me to cryptocurrency mining, and he said that you can apparently mine Bitcoin. Of course, to be honest, I haven't heard about cryptocurrencies before, so I thought how it's even possible to mine a digital currency, because when people think about mining, it's usually like mining gold, right, in a gold mine, or mining some kind of a other precious metal. But yeah, when I start looking at the crypto market, it looks like only Bitcoin, of course, has been going up and up and up. So that is why, of course, it started grabbing my interest. I invested in the Bitcoin price itself. And since then, I have been, as mentioned before, learning about the cryptocurrencies. But in terms of, I'd say, in terms of trading itself, I've been trying to learn, yeah, literally right now for like 4 years. Of course, at the start, I think majority of people, including me, like liquidated one of the trading accounts. I'm not even joking. I think I had like 60 profitable trades in a row, but only with
wow.
one trade. I lose it all because pretty much I did not have proper risk management. I did have some kind of a strategy, but the thing is, when I entered a trade, for example, even if the trade went a little bit profitable, of course, I took profits. But the problem was, what if I encourage a loss, right? So if I encountered a loss, usually I just waited and hoped that the trade is going to go my way. But of course, one time is enough for you to get wrecked, right? If you don't have
Right.
proper risk management, if you don't have a stop loss, if you have too high of a leverage, you're simply going to get liquidated. So even with a proper strategy, people are including me, as mentioned before, are going to get wrecked. So this is where you actually learn. I think when you lose a substantial amount of money, a substantial amount of capital, you pretty much then it actually hits you and you start thinking, whoa, what actually have I done, right? So then you start again learning, trying to improve yourself, setting a stop loss, having a proper position size. So even if your strategy as a trader is super good and it has, I don't know, 99% win rate, like with 1%, you still have a chance of losing, right? So if you don't have proper risk management, you are most probably going to get in the market. So this is what I personally encountered. And I do think that I'm not sure if there is some kind of a research done about this, but to be honest, I do think that every single trader that wants to be profitable over a long run, most probably in the past has already encountered or liquidated or got wrecked on one of the accounts, maybe two of the accounts, and most probably has wiped out a lot of money out of his balance, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's such a good point that you bring up because, yeah, I always say too, you could have like an indicator or somebody giving you signals exactly when to buy or sell if you're looking to short. But if you don't have a strategy in play, you're going to lose money because how many times have we all been in a really good position and held a winner into a loss? Or how many times have we entered a trade without a plan where we don't know how much we're willing to risk? And then we play the game where we either add to a losing position or move the stop loss down or just nurse a losing trade until, something really bad happens. So yeah, for me, it's like the big three pillars of trading is have a strategy in play. So you have a set of criteria to tell you when to enter a trade, have risk management so that you already know going into the trade how much you could potentially lose, how much you could potentially gain. And then thirdly, most important is have the patience and the discipline to actually abide by your rules, right?
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely completely agree with you. And I do think that having a strategy when trading is literally one of the least important parts. I do think that in one of the books that I read, the strategy itself, in terms of in terms of how much percentage it takes to be a profitable trader, the strategy it's only 10%. The rest of it is actually risk management and of course trader psychology, right? So without proper risk management, you are going to get wrecked over a long period of time. And without a proper psychology, for example, when the strategy meets your criteria, you need to execute without actually thinking about, oh, maybe this time is different, right? Because how many times you actually see on Twitter, on YouTube, people say this time is different. But I mean, if you have a profitable strategy, for example, right? The strategy itself tells you exactly how much you do have a win rate with what, usually also with what risk to reward ratio. And if you stick to the strategy, if you have proper risk management, most probably you are going to be profitable over a long run. I do think that many people, because of course people are smart, people that start investing in cryptocurrencies, I do think are smart people, right? They want to be a little bit more on the edge of technology. That is why most probably they start investing in the crypto market itself. So if they are smart, most probably they can also Google a very simple strategy, how to trade Bitcoin, how to trade Ethereum, how to trade whatever, right? So most probably you can find some very simple and effective strategies online. Now, on the other hand, but they also need to master their psychology, their emotions. They need to control, of course, their emotions, and of course, also risk management. But also, I would say risk management, it is very, very, I mean, I wouldn't really say simple, but I mean, no, it is easy, but also simple because you can very easily very easily learn how to properly calculate your position size, how to properly calculate your position size based on your stop loss and also based on your leverage, for example. But also the hardest thing about trading is, of course, your psychology, because I think your psychology grows only after after your experience, right? So usually when I sometimes do live streams, right, I do tell people that you are going to most probably need to invest some money into your experience to actually gain the edge in psychology. Because for example, when you look at the usual educational system, usually you need to pay to gain, right? So if you want to
Right.
experience, I think that you at least need to pay something to the market for you to learn from it. And of course, the best way to do it is to start small, right? Because if you're going to start small, you're going to pay less in some kind of fees to learning, right? And if you start small, let's say, I don't know, with $100, with $1,000, and maybe even rack the entire account before you start being profitable, at least you're going to have this as some kind of a fee to learn. But of course, once you learn, I think you can definitely progress. And yeah, I mean, in trading, pretty much only the sky is the limit, right? Because you can trade with infinite amount of money.
Right. Yeah, man, for sure. So when I like look at the current cryptocurrency market right now, I'm running still with the 4-year cycle that everyone's been talking about now for the past, 6, 7 years. So I'm expecting 2024 Bitcoin to see a new all-time high. But a lot of people give pushback and they say, look, this time it actually is different, because when Bitcoin was first started in 2010, we've been in a global bull market, right? The Great Recession in 2008 was over. The Federal Reserve started quantitative easing, and all this new money could flow into things like crypto. But now that we're heading into a recession, we're not going to see Bitcoin hit a new all-time high. I've heard a lot of people say this. So I want to get your take, because honestly, I could see it go either way. And as a trader, if Bitcoin goes to zero, that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. But as a long-term hodler, I'm holding a lot of Bitcoin on spot. I have a lot of eggs in the bull run basket. So what's your view on this?
I mean, yeah, a good point that you pointed out is that you are seeing potentially a brand new all-time high starting in 2024. Now, in terms of my prediction, first of all, maybe I would like to focus a little bit more what could potentially happen in 2023. And maybe I think we can both agree that all-time high in 2023 is most probably not going to happen, right?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen until at least the halving. So
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
This is pretty much what also I do have some very similar thesis about that. But I would say that in 2023, at least in my opinion, before halving, we are not going to see any kind of a bull market. Yes, maybe we can go slightly more towards the upside, but I do think that as of right now, the stage of Bitcoin is like, yes, we are seeing a push towards the upside. Yes, it looks like some people are already getting very, very bullish. But also, I would say that not a lot of people, not a lot of retail traders have already gotten significantly wrecked, right? Because yes, we got this push towards downside for the FTX collapse towards $15,500, but I do think we need to flush out even more people, even more capital from the market itself before a brand new bull market can actually start. Now, this is of course only looking at the chart, right? And only looking at the how retail is right now thinking, how retail is right now positioned. I do think that first of all, we need to flush out even more money before we can continue higher. But in terms of the cycles of Bitcoin, I would say that, yeah, 2024 all-time high, I do think it is definitely possible. Definitely, I would say it's not possible. I mean, of course, if we talk about possibilities, everything is possible, right? But when we talk about if it's likely that the all-time high happens in 2023, I don't think so. In 2024, yes, I would say even more probable. But in terms of how long a bull market is going to last, I do think it's going to last approximately 2 years. So I do think it's going to start approximately in maybe 2024, maybe, I don't know, March, April 2024. But after that, for the next 1 or 2 years after the halving, I do think we are going to see brand new highs on the Bitcoin chart itself. And to be honest, I would definitely be aiming to approximately, I think at least $100,000 could be a realistic price for the Bitcoin price itself. But yeah, as of right now, to be honest, I would really like to see another push towards downside. I would really like to see more people getting wrecked. I mean, of course, now I'm talking about like, I would like to see people getting wrecked, but I think this is pretty much how the market works, right? Because
Yeah, I feel you, bro. I feel
yeah,
you.
pretty much wrecked everyone, and then we can continue higher. And something very similar already happened back in 2020 when we got this significant crash, this black swan event. I don't think it has already happened this specific year. So that is why I do think, first of all, we go maybe, I don't know, in the next months, let's just say before halving, we do see another flush towards downside. We racked a bunch of capital, get everyone scared, get everyone think we are going to create a brand new lower low, and then the bull market can start. And as mentioned, I would be aiming for, I don't know, 100,000 or maybe even higher targets in the next bull market.
Yeah, I totally feel you. I could also see us not hit 100K and come to something like maybe $80,000, which I think would catch a lot of people off guard. But I want to talk to you about your kind of like short-term view. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen real quick. I just want to get your take on something because I'm also looking for a big push to the downside to wreck a lot of people. Let me go ahead and share my chart here. So let me know if you can see the screen.
Yeah, I can see it.
So I'm kind of looking at, like you said, like more of like an ABC correction scenario where we have like, you know, an A, B, and then C. And I'm kind of looking right now at what's happening locally as potentially this being like the like a head and shoulder, at least on the ByBit chart, we've already made a lower low. I'm looking at something like this to play out to bring us down to at least the support resistance flip down here around 18.4, because 18.4, that's the 786 fib from the low to the high, right around there. And also, it just makes a lot of sense having some really intense bearish divergences up here on the weekly time frame, that we would just come back down to the low of this very large range, right? I mean, we got a very clearly defined high, and I'd say we have a pretty clearly defined support resistance flip down here. And if we get some kind of a black swan event, I would be looking for, you know, that $10,000 to $13,000. So I'm actually looking for shorts around this area. You know, whether or not this was a lower high on Monday, I think the wick is too crazy to tell, but I'm definitely looking for some kind of a lower high here in this area and a big drop. Would you kind of share that sentiment, or are you looking at something a little different?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I mean, can I maybe share my screen?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, actually, it looks like it's actually disabled for me right now.
Yeah, give it a shot. I just enabled it for you.
Okay, let me try this once more. Okay, can you maybe see it right now?
Absolutely.
Okay, so for example, now, yeah, you mentioned that most probably we are talking about some kind of a head and shoulders pattern right here, right?
Right.
I would definitely agree with this because retail traders, they love patterns, right? So when you look at the chart, I think this right here is clear as day that Bitcoin, at least on the daily, on the weekly time frame, is forming some kind of a head and shoulders pattern. We got a very nice push towards the upside. We formed right here quite significant bearish divergences, as you also mentioned on the weekly time frame. So this right here, of course, bearish indication for the Bitcoin price itself. And also right now with the crazy news that came out the other day with this specific wick right here, when apparently we got the approval of the Bitcoin ETF. Of course, right here, significant wick up. And I think we racked like approximately, if I remember correctly, approximately 65 million US dollars worth of Bitcoins got racked only on this specific wick, right? But I think that, like, logically thinking, when everyone gets wrecked, usually this is when we see a big reversal. And when we look at this, for example, this specific wick on ByBit, people got wrecked. We got right here a reversal towards the upside. And looking right here at this specific range, now, to be honest, this specific wick right here and this specific wick do look very, very similar, right?
So, yeah, and it's also weird that on Coinbase, only on ByBit did we get those wicks. Coinbase never took the low, and Coinbase never took the highs.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that is completely true. And yeah, it looks like, but I would still say when we look at the wick right here, we did not take the highs right here, but still people got wrecked, right? We grabbed quite a lot of liquidity, and when you look at the open interest, for example, you're going to see like significant red candle, which means money is pretty much leaving the market, which I do think it's quite important when we look at where a reversal can actually happen. So when we look at this specific chart right now, I wouldn't really say that we are going to dump straight away towards downside, because that, of course, would be foolish from me. We need to, first of all, see some kind of a signs of weaknesses, right? And when we have a range, we need to first of all start trading back in the range for us to even talk about that we can then potentially move back towards the lows of our horizontal range. As of right now, we are still trading above our horizontal range. Maybe that is going to happen in the upcoming hours because, as mentioned before, if we wrecked, usually when we wreck a lot of people, of course, we can expect a bigger reversal towards downside. But yeah, zooming out a little bit on the daily, retail is paying attention, at least in my opinion, to this specific hand shorts pattern. And what retail is going to do when we start breaking the neckline right here, most probably they are going to start entering the short or sell positions, right? Most probably the most retail is going to go with the sells. They are most probably also going to push the price of Bitcoin maybe even slightly lower. But I mean, you actually mentioned the support area, which is, yeah, I would definitely agree with you. Very, very clear at approximately 18,000, let's just say 200, 300, 400 US dollars. Now, in terms of the price targets towards downside, I really like, of course, as you mentioned, Fibonacci levels. You actually went from this previous low towards this previous high, right? And also, I would say that I like very much the liquidity levels. For example, this one right here, beautiful liquidity level at approximately 19,500 US dollars. And also on the Coinbase chart, we still haven't been able to take out this low at $24,750, which is also a liquidity level, right? So I would say that if Bitcoin actually does start going lower from the area where we are at the moment we start putting in a brand new lower low on the Coinbase chart, I do think it's quite a good opportunity to start be looking to accumulate Bitcoin, not only Bitcoin, also Ethereum, and of course also other altcoins. But yeah, in terms of my bigger picture right here, I do think, of course, as mentioned before, when everyone gets wrecked, usually this is when we can expect a bigger reversal. So if another push towards downside is going to happen in the upcoming, let's just say, weeks or in the upcoming months, I would be looking definitely for at least a brand new lower low on the Coinbase chart. But I would also maybe like to very briefly share with you my primary Elliott Wave count in terms of where are we right now with the waves, Elliott waves. So
Yeah, for
personally, what
sure.
I have,
Real quick, before you do that, I have a question for you. You just had a parallel channel pull. Did you pull that channel before Monday, or is that recent? Just
yeah, this channel right here. Yeah, no, this is a brand new descending channel. I pulled it, pretty much connecting the lower highs right here and expanding this one towards the low. So this is a brand new channel. But the thing is, if for example you would go, let me show you another channel that also worked out really beautifully. If you go with this one, for example, connecting the higher lows, expanding this one towards this high, you got the wick of this push towards the upside exactly. I mean, pretty much to the exact dollar accuracy, taking out our previous highs and then dump it towards downside. So this one right here, I think it worked out very, very nicely. But right here, I do have a different descending channel that as of right now, it is, of course, being respected. And if we start creating another lower low, this is then, of course, the support area that is going to come in play. And that is the one that I'm going to, of course, also pay attention next. But yeah, in terms of the Elliott waves, it looks like TradingView actually moved the layers towards the top right here. So right now I'm actually getting a little bit confused because usually it was at the bottom right here, but now it's like up here. Okay, but never mind. In terms of the waves, usually when we have a 5-wave structure complete, we can expect some kind of an ABC correction. And I think majority of people can agree that we can count a 5-wave structure towards the upside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I do think that this 5-wave structure towards the upside is quite valid, or I would actually say very, very valid, especially when you also take into the consideration, for example, the RSI indicator and also the volume indicator, because those are some very important metrics that I'm paying attention to when, of course, counting the Elliott waves. When we have the 5th Elliott wave, for example, you want to see bearish divergence forming. And of course, as you already mentioned, we got a very nice bearish divergence on the RSI. Lower high, higher high, which I would say very nicely represents the 5th Elliott wave. Grab liquidity above our previous high, bearish divergence, and on another very important thing, the volume on the 5th Elliott wave is lower versus what we got on the 3rd Elliott wave. And I would also say the 3rd Elliott wave also looks very, very nice, especially when you look at the volume. And I would say the volume looks even better on the ByBit chart, because right here on this pump, we got super high volume. And when we have a super high volume in the 3rd Elliott wave, I would say this Elliott wave count right here, in my opinion, does make a lot of sense. So now, when we know that we completed a 5-wave structure towards the upside, what usually comes next? Of course, it is going to be a correction. Now, unfortunately, we don't know what type of a correction we are going to get. It can be some kind of a zigzag, it can be a flat correction, it can be maybe even a complex correction, but generally speaking, we are looking for some kind of an ABC correction, right? So I would say we got some kind of a push towards downside. Let's just say this right here was an A wave. Right now, potentially we can already complete our B wave, and we are simply looking for another push towards downside for us to complete three-wave structure, our C Elliott wave. Of course, we can already talk about the targets if we go with the Fibonacci extension levels. And actually, let's go right now with this, because to be honest, I haven't done this before. I mean, we formed the wick like literally a couple of days ago, and I haven't been measuring brand new targets. So if we go right now from the high, if we go right now towards the low, and if we go back towards our previous high, we can notice that 0.618, 25,700, and then we are looking maybe towards the 1-to-1, 1.236, or maybe even 1.618 Fibonacci extension level. If we go right now with the logarithmic chart, the targets are going to be slightly different, but I would say the moment we start taking out our previous lows, this is the time, this is the area where, at least in my opinion, it's very, very smart for you to be accumulating more Bitcoin, Ethereum, and also other altcoins. Of course, there is always a possibility we are going to go straight towards, I don't know, below the previous low, that we are going to create a new lower low below 15,500. Do I think it's likely? To be honest, not really. I'm personally right now looking, if of course Bitcoin does go lower, for some kind of a higher low right here. It is a possibility we create a lower low. Of course, sure it is. Nothing in the market, unfortunately, is 100%. But yeah, as of right now, this is my primary Elliott wave count. I'm looking for some kind of an ABC correction right here. Of course, this can also turn into some kind of a flat correction, which means we create a brand new higher high right here. We take out this high, maybe another swing failure pattern, get everyone once again super bullish. And of course, then we look for another push towards downside for the C Elliott wave. But primarily speaking, I mean, generally speaking right now, I would like to see some kind of a three-wave structure, flat correction, zigzag correction, whatever is going to be before some kind of a bull market is going to start. And I do think that this Elliott wave count right here does very, very nicely align also with the Bitcoin halving. I think Bitcoin halving is scheduled, not scheduled, but it is going to be approximately in March or April 2024, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty much if we are going to go in the upcoming, let's say, days, weeks, months towards the downside, maybe for the next half a year, we go lower towards downside right here, get everyone bearish, then of course we are going to maybe even align with Bitcoin halving, and then simply the bull market, in my opinion, can start. I mean, can we simply continue our way also towards, I don't know, 100,000 US dollars already tomorrow? Of course we can. Everything in the market is possible. But if we talk about the probabilities, I do think that this Elliott wave count right here does have quite a high probability of playing out. If we take out our previous high right here with a significant volume, and we start moving towards the upside with very impulsively, very, very quickly, of course, the Elliott wave count can change. But as of right now, with the data we have, with the price action that is right now developed, I do think that this right here does have quite a high probability of playing out. But yeah, only the time will tell, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's very interesting. Only time will tell. All we can do is plan for every scenario, and that way we're always prepared for any move. So I do have a question for you. Are there any positions you're currently in right now? Are you looking for any new trades within the next few days or whatever?
Yeah, in terms of my trades, I am, as of right now, already holding a short position on Bitcoin, also a short on Ethereum. I actually shorted yesterday. I went with some kind of a scalp position, shorting when we got this specific push towards the ups. No, actually, no, not this one. On the 1 hourly, I was taking the trade yesterday. Oh yeah, right here. I was shorting yesterday for a scalp trade. But yeah, as of right now, in terms of the trades, in terms of swing trades, I think it's the best time to wait right now. I think it's, if you're a swing trader, we need to right now see Bitcoin pretty much to decide if it wants to continue its way towards the upside or no. For this to be determined, I think we need to see, of course, acceptance back in our range to see if we are going to see more bearish continuation, or simply if right now we are going to start pumping towards the upside. Would I go with a swing long right here? To be honest, not really, because we have already gotten quite a significant push towards the upside. So I don't really see any good opportunities for a swing long. Also knowing that literally every single retail trader got wrecked on this specific wick. So I would be slightly more cautious with brand new swing long positions.
How about swing short?
No, actually, no, with the swing long, because right here, as mentioned, if everyone got wrecked right here, most probably when everyone gets wrecked, only then we can expect a reversal, right? But yeah, in terms of a short, I would really like to see pretty much seeing some kind of a sign of weakness. In my opinion, what we can pay attention to is going to be the volume of this specific head and shoulders pattern. For example, if you measure the volume of this entire structure, point of control is going to be pretty much exactly at the top of the range. So start losing that, it's already going to look slightly more bearish. Start losing this specific ascending channel, it's going to look even more bearish, and most probably then we're looking towards the bottom of our range, if not even for us to take out the low on the Coinbase chart below 24,750.
Nice, man. Yeah, I have a very similar outlook. Well, Bitcoin Hyper, man, it's been an honor to have you on the channel, bro. I really appreciate you taking the time to come on. And let people know where they can find you on YouTube, social media. Guys, if you're not subscribed to Bitcoin Hyper, make sure to go subscribe, because he puts out videos almost every day, right?
I mean, yeah, I'm trying to push out videos every single day. I was in the past also doing the live streams. I am not as regular with the live streams right now as, for example, you are. I think you're doing literally the live stream every single day, which it's, I mean, from my experience, it's very, very hard, right? You need to be very, very, you need to be very, very, you have, I mean, you need to be very motivated, and also you need to have some kind of a plan, because yeah, pushing out content every single day, for example, recording videos, doing live streams, engaging with the audience, being active on Twitter, for example, or should I say X, it's, of course, it demands some time. So yeah, at the moment I'm pushing videos almost every single day. I think that, yeah, I'm trying to update the audience every single time we do have some kind of a bigger move, trying to maybe put out my view on the market, what I think can happen next. And yeah, we have been seeing some great results in terms of subscribers, in terms of views. But yeah, of course, thank you very much, Jason, for inviting me on your channel. Of course, I also wish you success in the future with your channel, with your trading. And yeah, maybe in the future you can also come out on my channel. We can maybe do some kind of a live stream and talk about crypto.
Yeah, bro, that'd be great. I actually do want to start some kind of show in the new year where we get different traders on and discuss the charts and stuff. So maybe you'd be interested in that as well.
Yeah, sure. I mean, shoot me a message on Telegram or something, and yeah, I would be open to talk about Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever.
Bro. All right, guys, make sure to subscribe to Bitcoin Hyper. God bless everyone, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.